All right, welcome back to another Lafayette Ledger podcast. It's Joey and Caden, and we're going to be talking about sports.
Yeah.
Starting off with the Nationals, that's win the World Series, 7 games.
I
reactions?
personally don't think they deserved that win. I think the Cardinals definitely deserved to go to the series.
No, Kate, no, just no. I mean, good for the Nats, but I mean, end of the day, they had clutch hitting. The Cards didn't show up in the NLCS,
Oh, yeah, you got that right.
and then the Yankees didn't win, so America's happy.
I mean, mainly what happened with the Cardinals is that we just weren't hitting balls. That's all there is
Yeah, I mean,
to say.
the Nats pitching was ridiculous this
I know.
series. It was awesome last series.
They did really good.
So, I mean, congrats to the Nats, I guess. But
I mean, finally winning a World Series.
finally winning a playoff series, and then
in general, winning anything.
yeah,
to be
that's
honest.
a rarity in DC for baseball. And
Mhm.
unfortunately, for future generations, Baby Shark will now be played at like every baseball park ever now, just
Oh.
because of that run. So,
Oh,
congrats,
that's a-
Nats. Thank you. All right, so NFL week, what was that? Week 9.
I believe it was, yes.
Something like that just happened. Patriots lose to the Ravens.
That was, in fact, a really good game, in my opinion. Lamar Jackson really displayed his use of his abilities, his speed, his throwing, his accuracy. It was overall really good, in my opinion.
All right. So Patriots fan coming on. We have Chris. He's gonna give us a reaction on how the first world is handling that loss.
All right. Everybody says it's a problem. It's not a problem. We've seen the 16-0 season. It birthed the helmet catch. It was the worst thing we've ever seen. We hate it,
Awesome.
but it's not okay. It's not okay to think like that. It's one game. It doesn't matter. It was a good game. I'll give the Ravens the game. That was a hard-fought game. I mean, we had Patriots fans in tears watching our team go down like that.
That was
But
a great video.
listen. We've seen how the defense was acting this season. We had the most cocky defense in the entire NFL. We had a problem with it. A lot of new younger bloods coming on the team thinking that they're the hot stuff, that they're bigger than anything. Belichick, our boy, Belly hates it. He hates it. There's nothing he hates more than cocky players. And the problem was we needed something to calm them down. We lost one to the Ravens, big deal. They're 5-2, probably 6-2 now. And it's not a big deal. I'm not worried about it because now we got the defense scared for the lives of Belichick. What do you think Belichick did right after that game?
Probably
care about the
sacrificed several of them.
Yeah, he threw them off. He threw them into the trash, into the incinerator. He's done with them. And now they're going to work harder than ever. We're not going to see a 16-0 season, but I tell you what we are going to see. A 7th ring on Brady's finger.
Well, what do you think about how the Ravens are going to do against the Patriots in, let's say, the playoffs?
In the playoffs?
I mean, obviously the Ravens are going to be hardworking, trying to prepare for the Patriots again. They're not going to just, blow it off. They're going to obviously prepare for the Patriots. What do you think they're going to do in the playoffs?
Belichick is going to work that defense until they can't even think for themselves anymore. So the defense won't be a problem. We're not going to have a Ravens team scoring on us. And from then on out, what we do is we take the Patriots offense and make it as good as it's always been, and we outscore the Ravens while the Ravens can't even make a run against the defense.
All right, freezing cold take here. Lamar Jackson's a running back.
Basically.
Yeah, all right. So we've established
he
he's a
can
running back.
move. He can eat fast. He runs like a – what does he run? He run at a 4.3.
He runs fast.
He's
runs
a front of
fast.
4.3.
I mean, Lamar Jackson is good. He's very good. He's basically I'm not gonna say he's the reincarnation of Michael Vick, but he's definitely getting there.
Yeah. I mean, his Michael Vick was an accurate quarterback, and he had a cannon too. And Lamar Jackson, he wasn't good in that department last year, but I think he's heavily improved in his throwing.
I mean,
ability.
he's wanted to say that he's a quarterback and a runner second, but
that's what all running quarterbacks think.
yeah.
I mean, you don't see these kind of freaks that often, and you see kind of sort of imitators of it, like Cam Newton. I mean, he's a fast dude, but he wasn't like this dude.
Or
Russell.
Russell.
I mean, you see, because you have two ends of the spectrum. You have the Tom Brady and the the other ones that like him that throw, and that's their
Rodgers and
claim to
Brees.
flame. Yeah.
Yeah.
Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers,
Both the Mannings.
Oh, the Mannings, these people stay in their position. They'll take it for a QB slide every now and again, but they're not known for their running. They're not known for their athleticism. And then these people like Lamar Jackson make up with it for their insane freak athleticism that just takes them down the field.
Well, Lamar can throw now. You got.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give him the cannon, but
he's all around pretty good.
I give him the cannon, but he's definitely not on the level of the greats. What makes him what makes him a scary contender for especially a team like the Patriots is the fact that he has that ace in the hole, that running game. That now you have to deal with two running backs essentially that you don't know which one's going to have the ball. So how do you spread out your defense to prepare for that and keep somebody in the back for that cannon too?
I think that Bill Belichick's going to find a way to contain Lamar Jackson.
Yeah,
He always finds a way.
He
finds a way.
One way or another.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, all around pretty good week in the NFL. Giants, Cowboys 2 nights ago. Let's talk about that.
Raiders was a good game.
Oh my God, the black cat running across the field at MetLife is going to haunt me for years.
He went into the end zone. He scored a tutty.
The thing is, the Giants were marching down the field. They were getting first downs. Danny was looking good. He was throwing some dimes. The second that happens, we settle for a field goal. And then Dallas immediately scores a touchdown. And then right before halftime, Jones throws a pick. And then another – not a pick six, field goal right before the half. And then we just get destroyed in the second half. I mean, it was an all-around thrashing at that point. So not a fan of cats right now. Big dog guy.
Yeah, I love
big dog. Big dog guy. See what else. Packers go into Los Angeles and get destroyed by the Chargers.
Yeah,
I can't explain that.
I saw that. It's because, in my opinion, I think the Chargers defense really stepped it up in that game. They contain Aaron Rodgers. Joey Bosa. Yeah,
Joey Bosa's good.
I thought you said Nick Bosa.
No.
But the Chargers overall were able to contain Aaron Rodgers' offense. They contained Aaron Jones and Aaron Rodgers, protected against the pass. In my opinion, that defense really played really well.
Yeah, Niners only undefeated team left.
And they deserve it. They're balling out.
Jimmy G's channeling like his inner Tom Brady.
Throwing darts, Nick Bosa on the line.
Nick Bosa's a monster.
Beast.
I mean, let's be real, Ohio State, the defensive backs coming out of Ohio State the past couple of years.
Defensive players in
is
general.
Insanity.
And
they're so good.
Apparently there's a talk of their middle linebacker being a Heisman candidate.
Yeah, Chase Young.
That's a big boy.
Speaking of the Ohio State, AP Top 25 comes out. The top 4, Ohio State, LSU, Alabama, and Penn State.
Surprised Georgia isn't up there it always is,
I mean, they lost to South Carolina. I'm surprised Clemson's not in there, to be honest.
Me too. I was about to say that.
I mean, we know Penn State or Ohio State will not be up there because they play each other in 2 weeks, and one of those teams has to lose, unfortunately.
I'm going to give the victory to Ohio State.
I mean, it's at the shoe. Ohio State is just their offenses looked awesome. Their defenses looked awesome.
Their defenses, they got
all around. They haven't had a close game all year. I think their closest game was 30 points at home against Wisconsin.
Wow.
They're just so overpowered this year. I mean, Justin Fields, monster. And then Big 12, Oklahoma, Texas both lose. So, kind of chaos right now. LSU, Alabama this weekend. That's going to be a game.
Now that's going to, yeah.
That's going to be a game. I don't think LSU can win because it is in Alabama and it's LSU. Bama.
You got to think Nick Saban.
Nick Saban is the Belichick of college football. It's crazy.
Now, he will never be a good NFL coach.
No, God, no.
He tried that, and he ruined the Dolphins.
Unfortunately, it doesn't take a lot to ruin the Dolphins.
No.
So, NBA news. No. Basically, what we all expected.
Pretty much.
A ruined league. I mean, the West is just so stacked. It's not even funny. We got an East that's dead. It's like you turn the East into a desert and the West into a metropolis. And
Golden
When did we
State-
ever see Golden State losing 5 and winning 2? What kind of a world are we living in?
I'm honestly okay with that.
I am
Golden State
too, but like, what is it? Can we get some player distribution, man? We don't need stacked West. What happened to the days of the 80s and the early 90s when we had an all-star game that was actually fun to see? When we had Jordan and Ewing going up against all these other players from like the Admiral. We had so many other teams that were just so fun to watch. And I mean, like, our best team in the East right now is the Phillies or the 76ers. Like, what are we even looking at?
Well, Phil is a good team.
It's a good team, but you've got the Philadelphia 76ers, and then that's about it. The other teams that keep those streaks, the only reason there are any other teams in that conference with the same sort of winning and losing streak that 76ers has is because the rest of the East is so bad. I mean, we have a broken league. Just look at it. We need a huge change. Commissioner needs to get in there and fix it. The league is going terrible. We saw the great beginning of what was called the super team era, and it gave us some of the best basketball we had ever seen.
That Cavs Warriors finals in 2016
Oh my God.
is, in my opinion, one of the greatest series.
Beautiful.
Definitely.
The backboard block from
That
LeBron
was
leading
insanity.
straight to Kyrie's 3 to ice the game was beautiful. And even before that, in 2013, when you had the ascension of the Heat with Miami's LeBron, Wade, and Chris Bosh, beautiful.
Gosh.
Never seen anything like it today. Since all the times we've seen a super team form, there's never been a super team like LeBron, Wade, and Bosh, arguably because they worked so well as a persona as well as players too. They had every inch covered. You essentially had a point guard and a shooting guard and a small forward in LeBron mixed with Wade being able to play point guard and shooting guard, and then Bosh just being a power forward and a center at
Don't
the
forget
exact
Ray
same
Allen.
time. And Ray Allen
Knocking
was
down
there
threes.
just in case they needed another shot, which they did. And then you see their opposing team, the Thunder and the Spurs and every other team. It was just fair. It was fun to watch, and now it's just not there. I don't even tune into these
Like
games
stuff
anymore.
like Linsanity. Yeah, I know you're a Knicks
Exactly.
fan like me. We'll get to that in a minute, but like Linsanity, there was nothing more fun than that, especially
you get to
for
watch
us.
a random kid come up that nobody's ever heard. Nobody heard of Jeremy Lin before and Linsanity. I mean, you might have had the couple of random fans see him score a shot or two, but you didn't see anything before Linsanity, and he got to do it in MSG where he shone. He got to showcase what he had, and it was fun basketball. It was interesting basketball. It was something you could sit on the couch and watch and not have to pull out your phone and check out what's happening on social media while you're watching the game. I mean, it's ridiculous. Do we even have a league to watch anymore? Other than the West, there's nothing else.
In my opinion, your opinion about how like the West is like big on basketball, you know, all these great players are the Western teams. Well, it used to be the East, and it slowly has switched over to the
Yeah.
West now. Like, when did you hear of a Western team winning a championship
I mean,
back in like
other
1980s?
than the Lakers,
Other
no
than
one.
LA,
Other
yeah.
than the Lakers, nobody. It was
Exactly.
Boston.
Like no one had ever
Philly,
even heard
I mean,
of Golden
yeah.
State until what, 10 years ago?
Not even.
Not
like,
even then.
I'd
Like,
say when Curry drafted, it kind of put him on the map, but then
it put
he
them on the
was-
map.
they
'cause
were
all he was
consistently
shooting buckets.
coming up
Not
short in
even
the playoffs.
until Curry's about third or fourth year. It wasn't until then that they really started to get noticed because nobody cared about Curry. He
No.
was drafted late.
Curry. He was
It's
small.
just Curry. He was small. And you're right about that, but I will tell you, the team that caused that had ruined that, was the Boston Celtics. Obviously, as a Knicks fan, I'm going to hate the Celtics.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like breathing at this point.
Yeah, but even so, they are responsible for destroying the league. I mean, they won so many times, it's not even funny. 19, right?
17 or something
17
like that. It's
around that.
ridiculous.
Larry Bird.
It
Man.
ruined it. And in the midst of that terrible streak, which credit to Bill Russell and everybody else involved, it's a great Boston team. We had, for example, the 73 Knicks team versus the 73 Lakers. It was beautiful. It was an amazing championship. went to the 7th game where Willis Reed came out with a broken, I think it was a leg or an ankle, some form of injury, came out, played for about 5 minutes just to hype the people up in Game 5 and won the Knicks the championship. That was when real basketball was good, when we had a good team that could carry the West and a good team that could carry the East. I mean, sure, you can say the 76ers, but for a team to be good in the conference, it needs to fight with other teams that are just as good or close enough. And when you have the 76ers sitting in their own league with nothing to fight,